Welcome, everybody. We've got some insane news. Charlie Kirk is gone. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this. I released a video about it a minute ago, but I've been watching the news, and I figured why not watch it with other people, right? So I wanted to watch just a little bit of this. Let me just start recording. This is insane. This whole thing is insane. If you didn't see my other coverage, for the record, I don't believe in political violence, period. This is bad. Very, very bad. History shows when this type of thing happens, it doesn't stop at one. But don't let right-wingers gaslight you. This happened like a month or two ago to a couple of Democratic congressmen, remember? This happened to Paul Pelosi, remember? And what did Don Jr. say at the time? He laughed. He made a joke of it. He said it must have been his gay lover. Paul Pelosi's gay lover. Remember? This is bad. Full stop. Just don't let anybody gaslight you. Now let's listen. Let's see what they're saying here.
It is something that we're concerned about. If there are palpable...
this is live. Let me just jump to the live feed.
I'm Niti Chen. You are watching the Daily Report here on Wednesday, September 10th. A conservative political activist is shot and killed while speaking at a university in Utah. Everything we know right now about the death of Charlie Kirk.
I heard what I thought was a gunshot, and I hurried and took cover. And then I saw the students running out.
And I thought, no, that nobody's shooting firecrackers, right? This is the middle of the day. Everyone dropped, and I was like, where's the gunman? I don't see any gunman. And then I dropped.
Conservative political act.
I understand it was just one shot. Just one person took one shot, and that was it. So it was more like an assassination than like a mass attack, right?
Activist Charlie Kirk has died after being shot in the neck during an event at Utah Valley University.
Eyewitnesses who have spoken to CBS News have said they didn't even have a metal detector. They were barely checking tickets. This was a large open area, hundreds of people.
That surprises the hell out of me.
Was at a lower position, and the spectators were on sort of a grassy area with a higher elevation. So actually very difficult location to secure.
Heard a loud shot, a loud bang, and then I saw his body actually in slow motion kind of fall over.
And it was just sheer pain.
This is like horrifying because he does what I do. Like he is a political pundit just like me. A political commentator. Of course, he's a propagandist. I don't consider myself a propagandist. But if this could happen to Charlie Kirk, this could happen to anybody. Me included, you know? I would love to do online debate. I'm sorry, not online. I'd love to do in-person debates and stuff, but not in this environment.
Sheer pain.
Kirk, a rising star in conservative politics and a fierce ally of President Trump. He is a co-founder of Turning Point USA, which advocates for conservative politics on university campuses.
Please rise for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family.
Yeah, we know prayer does a really good job of solving problems, right? Okay, that's nice.
And the concern and the prayers expressed by Republican leadership especially came quickly. We've seen several Democratic Party leaders as well condemn political violence in this country.
You have. Absolutely. I condemn it. I condemn it completely. I would like to see the same consistency, moral consistency on the other side as well. I mean, we know what they what they would do. We don't have to wonder. I saw Paul Pelosi's reaction. It was horrifying.
Federal law enforcement on scene. You have university police and local police. The FBI's Salt Lake City field office is there as well.
I understand they didn't grab the person that did it. They don't know who did it yet. They will. Just give it some time. Won't even take that long. Probably be today or tomorrow. They will absolutely be all over this. This is like so high profile, it's ridiculous.
And we do begin this hour with that breaking news out of Utah following the fatal shooting of conservative activist Charlie Kirk and the ongoing manhunt for the shooter. Kirk, the CEO and founder of the conservative youth organization Turning Point USA, was on the first stop of his American Comeback Tour. He was speaking at the time to an audience at the campus of Utah Valley University. The school says that at about 12:10 local time, a single shot was fired at the speaker in Kirk. It says that he was hit and then taken from that location by his security. An eyewitness described...
I saw the video, and it's unfortunate. I wish that I hadn't. This is the further away view. I don't think they're going to show the actual hit, because this is an official news source, CBS News. There's no way.
What that scene was like following the shooting.
Yeah, they froze. Okay, good. You don't want to see it. I have a pretty iron stomach for pretty much anything, but this is rough. This is rough to see. Don't go in search of it if you haven't seen it. There are two scenes, two shots, if you will. One further away, one closer, and the closer one's absolutely horrifying to watch. Human beings just are not supposed to see that stuff, you know, like war is hell. It's hell. And death is disturbing, about as disturbing as it gets. And that's what that's what we just watched unfold.
All of a sudden I hear up top, I just saw him grab, it looked like his neck, and there's just blood pouring out everywhere, and his eyes kind of rolled back.
President Trump, who Kirk was a fierce ally of, wrote on Truth Social, "The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth of the United States better than Charlie." He went on to pass along his and First Lady...
Right here. They just froze it at the exact moment that it happened, if you guys didn't see the video. And he just kind of falls over, so you're not missing anything if you don't watch it.
Melania Trump's sympathies to the Kirk family. And in honor of Kirk, the president has ordered all American flags in the country to be lowered to half staff until Sunday evening. We have CBS News team coverage on this story. We're going to begin, though, with Anna Schechter, senior coordinating producer for the Crime and Public Safety Unit. Anna, I know you've been following this since this news first broke. What are law enforcement officials saying right now?
Well, right now they're not saying a lot, and so we actually don't know exactly where the suspect is, where the shooter is, if the shooter is in custody. We haven't got a lot of information.
I understand that they are not in custody at this moment.
Now, university officials have told CBS News that they believe that they know where that shot was fired from. And we've also been reviewing unconfirmed videos. I've seen video of someone running on a rooftop, but we don't know if that is the individual. I'm sure that investigators are looking at that if they have not yet apprehended that suspect.
A lot has been made and a lot will be made of the security that was surrounding all this. One witness there spoke to CBS News about the scene, including the security apparatus that was at play. And here's what he had to say.
Or just
yeah, it's like a courtyard. There was definitely security. I mean, I'm not an expert on security, but, you know, they had the guys with the little curly wire coming out. So I assume that those were security detail. It was definitely there.
But no.
I wonder if this will make the right wing start advocating for gun control. Gun violence is bad no matter which side you're on. I 100% agree, but they already started advocating for gun control in the last attack, but for trans people only. Only trans people should have their guns taken away. So they're going to be selective and hypocritical about it, of course. I don't agree with Charlie Kirk's views. What happened to him was terrible. Yeah, it's really, really horrifying. Just insane. Nerical, I'm just mind-blown. I was firmly against him, but murder, even of a scumbag like Kirk, is wrong. Yeah, totally agree.
No metal detectors.
Did they? No, there were no metal detectors. There was no checking anything.
So you hear that. What do you...
You know, my feelings about this are complicated. But political assassinations are bad. We don't want to go down this road no matter what, ever. This is a bad road to go down, period. And there will be reprisals. When this happened, or let me rephrase, in 1933 in Germany, there was a moment called the Reichstag fire where Hitler used that moment as an opportunity to politically persecute people who he was who his political enemies, and he called everybody a communist, everybody all the way up and down the chain. People on the left, anybody to the left of hunting Jews for sport were called communist, and he used that opportunity to jail all of his political opponents, and I believe that's what we're going to see coming up. Do you want to get on?
Yeah, I didn't know you were sure.
You can switch the thing real fast so that I can, yeah. Give it a second here. Okay. Just checking through here. Okay. There will be political reprisals. There will be people criticizing and attacking and tearing apart responses. My video that I'm doing right now with you guys might be torn apart by political actors. We just need to make sure that everybody's fully aware that this is not okay. It's wrong. It's evil. It's bad. And it wasn't okay when it happened to Paul Pelosi either. And it also wasn't okay when it happened to those two Democratic politicians a couple months ago. And I'd like a little moral consistency. Do you want to fix your green screen?
Yeah, I was
What? Okay, you're unmuted now.
that
works.
I was looking at the comments on your video. And people are already tearing it apart.
My video?
Yeah, so
I know. That I expect that.
yeah, people were saying that you're turning it into an entire MAGA blah 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 thing, which MAGA is gonna get worse and they're gonna get stronger.
Yeah.
That's what happens when someone famous dies. Their party gets stronger because people who were in the center are pushed towards them, and people who were already on their side are pushed further that way. Because this proves that the other side is bad.
Yeah. Not great. All we can do is, hope for the best. Condemn it where we see it. Political violence is bad always.
Make of that.
You got your headphones in?
The fact that there were no metal detectors and apparently people were just able to walk around at will.
Very unsecure location. Already they're starting from a point of weakness. It is very challenging to secure an open air location like that. So that's the starting point.
I mean, that might have been on Charlie Kirk a little bit and his security team, because he has to know what kind of political environment we've entered, right? I mean, somebody took a shot at Donald Trump, remember? And Democrats have been, it's been open season on them for a while now.
Now, they could have erected a security checkpoint, put up a metal detector, and required people to stand in line. That would have delayed people from entering that area, but might have helped. However, we don't know if the shooter was perhaps outside of that perimeter, shooting from another building a distance away.
I don't know how accurate this is, but I saw someone was commentating on it. They said it was a long rifle shot from about 200 feet away. So they
200 feet or yards? Do we
yards,
know?
yards.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was, I don't know, it's 200 something. I'll have to check again.
All right.
But point is, it was on campus.
So probably behind the security and everything.
Yeah, it was on campus, but likely behind all of the security. I want to mention his family was there.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that.
2 children who are like, I don't know how they're like 5. They're like 5 or 6. His 2 children and his wife were there watching him.
Oh, that sucks.
They watched their father and their husband die. That is never okay. Someone said 200 yards. Yeah,
okay, 200 yards.
Yeah, 200 yards they're hearing.
Wow.
That's never okay. That's never anything that should happen to anyone, no matter how bad the person was, no matter the situation. No one should have to sit there and watch their husband or their father die.
Pretty rough. And Falcones brings up a good point. This is a publicly viewable stream that can be you know, that people can go back to and read later. So everything you say reflects on you and on me. So be careful not to say anything that could get, you know, get you in trouble, if you will. Anyway, let's continue listening.
If a long gun was used, it's relatively easy with a little bit of practice to hit a target a couple of 100 meters away. So we don't know if that would have prevented it, but it certainly would have been a visible deterrent. It would have let people know that security was present. Now, we know that Kirk has his own security team, but this is not going to be a massive amount of people, resources, snipers on the roofs, for example, like we did have a sniper team. Unfortunately, it was too late. A year ago in Butler,
Sure.
the shooter fired off a shot. A man was killed, 2 others
Talking about with Trump, I think.
injured. But within seconds, that shooter was taken down by snipers. In this case, it appears that the shooter was able to flee, and we still don't know if that person has been apprehended.
As far as like all of the news reports that I've seen, they have no idea who it was. They caught a suspect. Suspect wasn't the shooter, they confirmed. So
That's fascinating.
the person got away. They escaped somehow. No one knows how.
They
but
won't, though. They'll get him. Just wait and see.
I hope they do. Gun violence isn't okay.
Nothing to F with, as Wu-Tang Clan would say. The attacker will absolutely be caught. We live in a surveillance state in the United States. If they want to, like, weaponize if they want to put the entire force of the U.S. government into finding the person, they absolutely will. You guys remember what happened with the United Healthcare CEO? That was massive. And they found the dude, like, instantly.
Anything to read into this, that it was reportedly one single shot and at a distance that was the bullet that killed Charlie Kirk?
That appears to be a targeted attack, premeditation targeted attack. But I hesitate to read into any motive at this time. We just don't know. Without the
Right, wise decision.
identity of the suspect, without information gleaned from an interview, a sweep of that person's social media, interviews with coworkers, associates, other people that know.
I really hope that whoever it was doesn't, you know, their identity does not give more ammunition to the far right.
As I understand it, this video was posted like 5 minutes before.
What was?
This video that they're playing on screen.
Oh.
Know the suspect. We can't say for sure. Now, we do know that this event was publicized, put out on social media, online.
And garnered some backlash, too.
That's right. So it was a controversial event. What Kirk has been doing, going to campuses across the country, is inviting people to come up and debate him. He enjoyed that kind of debate. And some of the things that he would say were very controversial. Now,
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? Like, why don't we just go back to his legacy? Let's just talk about Charlie Kirk for a minute, shall we? I mean, political violence, bad. Full stop. That's it. It's bad. Kashmir is being an obnoxious fool.
Kashmir agrees. He's saying how this is a devastating event.
But I do want to just make it clear, like, who we're dealing with here, okay? Let's see. Here you go. Here's something we got. Wait. I'm sorry. Hang on. I'm trying to... There we go.
Turbulence hits, or when you're flying through a storm and you're like, I'm so glad I saw the guy with the right stuff and the square jaw get into the cockpit before we took off.
And what is the right stuff, I hear you asking?
And I feel better now thinking about that.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
He was a racist. He was a vile racist. I'm sorry. Like, not supposed to speak ill of the dead, but he was, you know, maybe he would admit this. Maybe it's not even speaking ill of him. Maybe he embraces this.
You're allowed to speak ill of the dead if the dead was a bad person. He shouldn't be dead,
There shouldn't be
But-
political violence, right?
Yeah, he shouldn't be dead. There shouldn't be political violence. But we're allowed to say something that is true. I don't believe in
Which he's a racist.
I don't believe in don't speak ill of the dead, because when someone's speaking ill of the dead, they're likely just stating a fact.
Yeah, and like I said, maybe he would embrace it. Maybe he would be proud to be identified as a racist here. So maybe I'm just doing what he would want me to do, right? To kind of show us what his legacy was or whatever. Let's see, what else do I got here? Wait, let me find. What else do I have from Charlie Kirk here? I got a ton of clips.
At this point,
Oh, wow, this is an apt one.
at this point, we're living under a corporate and medical fascism. This is tyranny. When do we get to use the guns? No, and I'm not. That's not a joke. I'm
Do you remember this?
not saying it like that. I mean, literally, where's the line? How many elections are they going to steal before we kill these people?
So, no, I'm going to denounce that. I'm going to tell you why. Because you're playing into all their plans. And
At least he denounced it, right? But, you know, he did kind of formulate the environment that led to this. Like, why do you think people are at your thing saying all of this?
He said gun violence and gun deaths were a necessary risk, and that
I remember that. Do I have that clip, I wonder?
and I believe he was talking about guns and gun violence when it happened, but he said that that was a necessary risk, and I wanted him to live so that I could hear that sentence again. You know, in
Wanted
general.
him to
but-
live through it so that he could give his perspective on guns afterward, you mean?
Yeah, which, I mean, I think he would have been like, see, it's not that bad. But the concept of someone who believes in people dying because gun rights are more important, dying because of gun rights, it's not lost on me.
they're trying to make you do this. That's okay. Just hear me out. You started with a compliment, so at least give me a little bit. They are trying to provoke you and everyone here. They are trying to make you do
I'm not trying to provoke anybody. What are you smoking? I don't want this to happen to anybody.
something that will be violent, that will justify a takeover of your freedoms and liberties, the likes of which we have never seen. We are
I have to wonder, like, if he had known, like, if I push for this gun legislation today, then I will live past, how old is he? 53, 54?
He's like 31.
I think, are you sure? Okay. Anyway, if he had known, if I push for gun legislation, then I will live past 31 or whatever, do you think that he would have pushed for it still? The thing is, when people are directly affected by issues, they change their mind. You ever heard Ted Cruz speak negatively about gay people? I bet not, because his daughter is bi. He doesn't talk about that issue very often. These people don't care about others unless it affects them. They care about them.
Google updated it already. He was 31 years old at the time of his death on September 10th, 2025, and then explains what happened.
Jesus Christ,
Yep,
dude.
31. He died at 31. He was young.
He was young. He was. And that's, pretty heartbreaking, honestly. Anyway, let's keep listening.
We are close to have momentum to be able to get this country back on a trajectory using the peaceful means that we have at us.
Peaceful, quote unquote.
So to answer your question, and I just think it's, overly blunt, we have to be the ones that do not play into the violent aims and ambitions of the other side. They fear, let me say this very clearly, they fear us holding the line with self-control and discipline.
No, I don't care about you holding the line with self-control and discipline. Problem is you don't. You never did. As a political movement, the right, never did. Not Charlie Kirk. Specifically.
I lost what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Taking over school board meetings, they're the ones that are willing to use federal force against us. And
Wow, dude, going back and listening to this now is absurd. They are willing to use federal force against us, he says. As Trump literally said, I'm sending troops, like the military, in to Chicago. The U.S. military. The irony.
Know that people get fired up. We are living under fascism. We are living under this tyranny.
Are you serious right now? This is late October 2021, by the way. 4 years ago, under Biden. We're living under tyranny and fascism. Where are those people now? Isn't that wild?
But if you think for a second that they're not wanting you to all of a sudden get that next level where they're going to say, okay, we need Patriot Act 2.0. If you think that, Waco is bad, wait till you see what they want to do next.
Bro, what?
I'm saying is that we have a very fragile balance right now at our current time where we must exhaust every single peaceful mean possible.
Stuff like this is one of the main reasons political violence is always bad no matter what. He said the left is going to be violent. The left is going to shoot people, kill people. And this proves them right. If the person who did this is caught and they're found to be a registered Democrat, a liberal, anything, which they almost certainly are.
I don't know. Don't assume that. We don't know that.
That's fair. But if they are found to be any of that, that proves them right. That shows that he was correct, and that's going to push people further to the right. It's going to push people away because one bad person, because of a few bad people, because of something that the high majority of us do not condone.
Right. Absolutely horrifying, honestly, this whole thing.
They want that. Why would we give that to them?
I don't want anything like that. I don't know what he's going on about.
Follow-up point?
He literally got asked about mass attacks and responded with or without gang violence, and he got shot after. Really? Is that what he was talking about? I didn't realize.
Yeah, he was talking about gun violence.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I wonder if the person waited until that was inevitably brought up. Or if that just was a coincidence.
If I had to guess, I guess we won't know until we get more info, but if I had to guess, I would say they probably set everything up and did it as soon as they possibly could for fear that they might be caught or something, but I don't know. So we'll find out.
I just want to know where's the line.
Oh, that was the, yeah. Anyway, that's Charlie Kirk. Oh, that's not even the end.
I just want to know where's the line.
The line is when we exhaust every single one of our state ability to push back against what's happening. We haven't even started. We have not even started the process of having Idaho or states like Idaho get back to self-government as our founders envisioned. They gave us state sovereignty. You outnumber the liberals like 8-1 here in this state. Why don't we start to use that muscle peacefully? Understand the psychological warfare that's being played here. They're trying to animate you.
Oh, give it a rest.
They're trying to get you to do something that then justifies what they actually want to do.
At this,
I guess he did give it a rest, didn't he? Anyway, Charlie Kirk is like just a bad person, just a racist bad person is the bottom line here. Let's keep listening to the news.
This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
988? Is that like 911 for the FBI or something? I've never heard of this.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk.
That hair, though.
Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well.
That's nice thoughts. That's so super nice of him, right? To give us his thoughts.
988 is the mental health hotline.
Oh,
apparently.
Okay. Yeah, really cool of him to give us his thoughts.
As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone.
Do you think they'll put in more gun control laws now?
No. The one time that the NRA, or the first time, I guess, the NRA ever pushed for gun control was when the Black Panthers did a show of force with their assault rifles out there and everything. But no, they're not going to do any gun control at all, except for maybe like removing trans people's ability to own guns. They're already talking about that. Or whatever, remove, like, political test for gun ownership, maybe. Like, if you're on the left, you can't own a gun or something. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, someone said, he said losing a few people is the cost for the Second Amendment. He died for what he believed, however delusional.
I get, you know, for better or worse, I guess that's true. He died for what he believed, right?
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
I'm going to periodically skip forward.
I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been...
What?
Sorry, I don't think anyone's going to report it. If they find any information.
I don't know.
Not most
I
people,
mean,
at least.
The United Healthcare dude got reported eventually. There are a lot of people in the country, so I guess we'll see.
An invaluable partner as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
I agree.
Yeah.
Totally.
Charlie Kirk was a very prominent political figure, even if he wasn't in politics. He wasn't like the president or
he was
the
a propagandist for the regime. And also...
He was best friends with Trump. He was best friends with Vance. They posted pictures of him the second he got shot, and then as soon as it was announced, Trump is the one who announced it.
Yeah.
He was a political whatever. You know, he was in politics.
He was.
We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago.
It's over. I mean, the experiment is over. I think that's pretty clear. The experiment was, can we self-govern in a secular state? That was the experiment. And I think it's clear as day now that's failed, because right-wing extremists can't help themselves but to erase secularism entirely. So
that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Oh my God.
The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children.
Who were there, I guess, right?
Yep.
He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people.
Kind of. He believed in free speech and debate, but he didn't believe in, letting people actually talk. He believed in interrupting and lying.
Yeah, that's true.
Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated.
Okay, not truth.
In Utah? Or we're talking Utah? Is that what he said?
And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas,
I don't know that that's what they did, but okay.
Or their
you're making assumptions. Again, we shouldn't assume anything because you'll be taken by surprise more often than not. Look at the dude that took a shot at Trump. He was a Republican.
I believe that this is already being turned into political propaganda.
Oh yeah. Oh, no doubt. 100%.
It's expected. It's obviously going to happen. It was like the first thing that crossed my mind when I heard. But I think he is turning this into political propaganda right here on CBS Live for our viewing.
Yep.
Then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody.
Oh, that's new.
The investigation is ongoing.
I think Nerical told us there was somebody in custody. You watching the chat?
Yeah, I'm watching the chat.
All right, keep a lookout if anybody comes up with new info or anything. You can look.
Someone said thoughts, no prayers. I think they're the same thing.
Yeah.
I like saying thoughts and prayers as an atheist.
Yeah.
But I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law.
Oh, no doubt. This person is going to be in bad shape.
And like I've said, we should do this with everyone.
What's that?
Hold them accountable. No one should be dying no matter their political beliefs. I think that this person needs to be sent life in prison whenever they find him. And I think anyone who has ever attacked anyone at all with a gun or anything.
Accountable, yeah.
If you have killed someone with a gun like they did here, life in prison.
Yeah. Well, there's a dude, God, the January 6th people were responsible for all kinds of terrible stuff, including the deaths of some people. And
they need life in prison.
Yeah, but they were exonerated, or pardoned.
Yeah.
Sad.
And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
This is a federal crime, I think. Is it federal? I'm not sure, actually. But they have the death penalty on the federal books too, so it doesn't matter, I guess.
Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota.
I'm so glad he brought that up. Yes, Minnesota. That was the Democrats that got it. And there was nowhere near this degree of outrage.
Someone said, I don't like how much coverage this is getting, and that they don't understand why the kids who are like endlessly dying in schools get nothing. They get a quick slideshow. It's because he's famous. It's because he's famous. It's because he's friends with Trump.
Yeah.
And the reason we're talking about it is, one, it's famous, so it's big news. It's
important.
It's important.
Politically, culturally, very important.
Yeah, and it's politically important because any famous death where someone's like, anytime a famous person is killed, it will always, always, always be so incredibly important politically, whether or not...
Very divisive, yeah.
Yeah, which there should be more outrage for the children who are suffering through that, for the kindergartners, the preschoolers.
Yeah.
But this is how the system works.
Yep.
Famous people get the most coverage, and Republicans get the most coverage, apparently, because I didn't hear anything about the Democrats.
Well, you know why? It's because Democrats care about the Republicans dying. Nobody wants somebody to die. Democrats care about Republicans dying, but Republicans don't care about Democrats dying. So it's like half as much noise is made, you know?
Right.
We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States.
Okay, just say his name.
Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his...
I mourn for the death of democracy. And I'm, you know, and I mourn for the fact that political violence is now normalized in the United States. It's everyday practice. You want to hit your camera? It's not going away anytime soon.
His wife, his...
When people stop caring about political violence, the state of the country goes down dramatically, because that means there will be more.
Yeah.
And that's never safe.
Let's jump forward and see what else is happening.
I can't disclose that.
Oh, wait. Wait. This is almost live. We're only a couple minutes behind live.
Venue today. This was an open venue. This was outside. We did have 6 officers working that event. We had probably over 3,000 people that were in attendance. It sat down in kind of a bowl area here on the central campus. We have a waterfall area, and so he was kind of in a lower area, surrounded by buildings. We had some plainclothes police officers that were in the crowd as well. We train for these things, and you think you have things covered, and these things, unfortunately, they happen. You try to get your bases covered. And
there's one quick and easy way. My old high school nickname. Quick and easy way to alleviate this problem of political violence, and that's to reduce the number of guns that are floating around.
Okay, I have a few different things. So, someone said he was killed by a professional. That makes sense. I would say, yeah. People said, he said empathy was bad. Yeah, Kirk famously said that empathy was weak and modern and terrible, and no one should have empathy. So, I fully understand it being difficult.
Are we respecting his wishes right now?
I'm not commenting on that.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh, is there more?
Yeah. Someone pointed out he was talking about trans gun violence because of the trans shooter when he died. That they're worried because of the fear mongering. That's
That's worrying. I am worried as well for that reason.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I can't say that it's gonna be all right. I think once we find the person, things will be shifted a little bit.
No doubt.
But that is just a genuine concern, and I'm actually worried about that too.
Well, I said this earlier, probably before you came on, but in 1933 in Germany, there was Hitler had taken over, and he was doing some really bad stuff. He was, controlling federal troops and all that, all that stuff. And one day, seemingly out of the blue, the Capitol building caught fire and burned to the ground, and it was very surprising and jarring. It was a disgruntled Czech, I think, because this guy, basically Czechs were being mistreated. I think it was Czech, Serbian. Maybe it was a Serbian. Anyway, they were being mistreated by the Nazis heavily, and he was disgruntled, and he lit it on fire and burned it to the ground. And Hitler claimed, this conspiracy theory that... What is that beeping? You hear that?
I hear it. I don't know.
Anyway, claimed this conspiracy theory that it was communists that did it. The communists did it. And that they were, it was a big plot that they all planned to do it, and it was this, big organized effort or whatever. And he used that moment, that Reichstag fire, as an opportunity to politically persecute his enemies. And that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm thinking we're going to see moving forward. political persecution. Anybody to the left of hunting Jews for sport was a communist in his eyes. They used to scream about communists around every corner in Germany in the 30s. And this might be the Reichstag fire moment. People say that January 6th was the Reichstag fire because they don't understand the dynamics of the era. The Reichstag fire was the moment Hitler used to justify extreme political action. And that's what we're looking at, in my opinion.
I think we all have to be aware that this is bigger than a political figure dying. This is bigger than Charlie Kirk no longer being here, because I'm seeing a lot of people say stuff like good riddance or, oh, it doesn't matter, or thank God.
Yeah,
no matter how you feel about a person losing their life, this is so much bigger, so much more important, and so much more concerning for, especially for all of the minorities and for anyone who isn't MAGA, even Republicans, anyone who's not MAGA.
The Reichstag fire, it's concerning. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Today we didn't, and
that's why it's so incredibly important that we play it careful and don't say anything that could be interpreted as whatever. Don't put yourself in any crosshairs online or anywhere.
You are entitled to your opinions, and I'm not saying that your opinions are invalid, but it's bigger than just him.
Yeah, just be careful about what you say right now, is all.
Because of that, we had this tragic incident. So we did have officers there. We had Charlie Kirk's team. He has a security team that travels with him, and they were here with him when he was shot.
Was the gun recovered?
I'm sorry, see?
Was the weapon recovered?
At this point, I can't disclose that.
Did you hear it? What was said? I couldn't make it out.
When he was shot.
Was the gun recovered?
I'm sorry, see?
Was the weapon recovered?
Was the weapon recovered?
Oh.
At this point, I can't disclose that.
When Charlie Kirk was shot, there was a question being asked about mass shooting. Was that person apprehended? And do you know who asked that question?
Say the question again. I don't know if I understand what you're saying.
When Charlie Kirk was shot, he was answering a question about mass shootings specifically. Was that person apprehended? And do you know who asked that question?
I do not. We do not have that at this moment.
I mean, that wouldn't matter? It was obviously not the person that had the microphone who pulled the trigger, right? Kind of a ridiculous thing to. All right, whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have time for just one more question, so thank you.
Yeah, a question for the chief as well. Was it your team or Kirk's team or a combination of both that kind of...
Wow, this is moments before.
...set the security protocol for the event?
So we work together. He has his team, and they do this all over the country. We all know that. This is not uncommon for them. They're very comfortable on campuses, and I was coordinating with his lead security guy, and we were working together.
Was this a sharpshooter type shot?
Ladies and gentlemen, those are all the questions that will be answered today. Again, thank you for covering this. We will.
Okay, let's jump forward more.
Or cancel political ones because of what happened with security plans perhaps being re-examined.
This is live again.
Do you think that other colleges or other venues could change the way they approach security given what happened here today?
Absolutely. At least in the short term, there is going to be a message that goes out wide to campus law enforcement regionally and wider across the country. Everybody's going to be on high alert given that. Already, law enforcement in the big cities were on high alert because tomorrow's September 11th. Mm-hmm. We are in a heightened threat environment. But
it's tomorrow, September 11th? I didn't realize that. Okay.
Looking out and finding that lone wolf before they attack, that is the hardest thing for law enforcement to do. Everybody's going to be ramping up security right now, essentially, at campuses, but other institutions around the country.
I know hindsight is 20/20, especially in cases like this, but when you do recognize that there was outcry and that people were not happy with Charlie Kirk's appearance on that campus and that this was the first stop on a widely publicized tour that he was kicking off on, what should have been different?
Well, First of all, you should have had other law enforcement partners there, because one small campus security police and even Provo police.
I mean, nobody could have expected this, right? This is not.
No one could have expected this, but it was expected that he'd be attacked in some way. But yeah, I think they should have had more security, but yeah, it wasn't expected that it would be this bad. Someone said, yes, 11 comes after 10. It's been this way for years.
Okay, my mistake. I'm sorry.
They might not have had the resources to adequately secure this location.
Even for crowd control, if nothing else, when you have 3,000 people in one space like that.
That's right. And, you know, people get sick. You usually, if it's a highly publicized event, you'll have, you know, EMS teams. You might have a couple of ambulances just to make sure if somebody gets sick or needs help, that there are first responders there. So the fact that they were so lightly resourced.
Did they not have that? I heard that ambulance got to him in 2 minutes.
Well, I saw the video up close, unfortunately. I wish that I hadn't, but it didn't matter how quickly they got to him. He was gone. That was it. Yeah. I didn't hear about that, though, that they had it so close.
Someone tried to send me the video, and I yelled at them. Yeah, no, she's speaking as though there were no first aid responders anywhere, but I heard that it was like 2 minutes, and also in, like she said, in a crowd of 3,000 people.
That was not ideal, obviously. Hindsight is 20/20. I think there was a certain level of comfortability. If he might have felt, well, you know, I bring this healthy debate, and thought largely we're in.
Nothing about the debate he brought was healthy.
In sort of a friendly crowd, and I think that's where law enforcement can make the mistakes, where they think that they're in a friendly crowd environment. They say, yes, let's go with an open air venue where anybody can walk in. And we heard
And that was part of the appeal also for Kirk, to have people come in and be able to have anyone sit down in front of him and talk to him.
That's right. Now, he did have a security team, so he was aware of a certain threat level, but he didn't seem to be, you know, he was out there speaking confidently. I mean, we watch all our politicians doing the same thing every day. It is impossible to have a 100% secure environment, particularly if you're choosing to hold an event outside like this one.
I know you've been urging caution in how we approach motive from the very, very start, as soon as we heard this news come down. At the same time, it is hard to ignore the fact that he is.
We're saying not to watch it because of both gruesomeness and because it shouldn't have views. Someone asked about that. It is
because of what?
Gruesomeness.
Oh, yeah.
From what I've heard and from what he said, it is not. It is very, 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 very bad, gorish, and not something the average person should ever see.
Right, like you know, you see this stuff in movies, and it's not really what it looks like in real life. Like somebody dying or being shot or whatever, it doesn't look the same, and you don't want to see it. It's pretty disturbing to see in real life, and not in a movie.
Hey, y'all, just turning in. Kirk got shot. He's gone.
He's gone. Yep.
Such a prominent conservative figure. And this is all happening, of course, in the backdrop of quite a few targeted shootings that we have seen just in the past year or so that have played out. Luigi Mangione, of course, also behind one of those with United Healthcare.
Allegedly, guy hasn't gone through his stuff yet. Jeez.
What does that say to you about where we are and this, you know, the landscape in which this is all happening?
Well, we've had quite a number of very high-profile targeted assassinations and assassination attempts over the last 18 months. So really a very heightened threat environment. But what I will say about the motive is there have been perpetrators also at school shootings, at other high-profile targeted attacks, where it was sort of a free-for-all, any motive, a person with a documented mental health history who was grabbing at whatever was in the zeitgeist, using that as motivation. So that's why In the immediate aftermath of these
Zeitgeist, German word, meaning spirit of the times, cultural, whatever.
kinds of shootings, we want to be very careful because we don't know what kind of writings this person might have had, what kind of online spaces they might have been frequenting. We don't know. We can suspect, and you just heard the governor of the state of Utah say this was a targeted political assassination. He might have information that we don't have, but at this point, we don't have information that supports that.
Which is why we always appreciate
That's interesting. That's an interesting take.
your contact.
There was a school shooting in Colorado today at the basically the same time.
Really?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring attention to it because someone
Christ,
in the comments mentioned it. No one's talking about it. Yeah, a ton of stuff is happening right now, all at the exact same time.
This is America, as Donald Glover would say.
Through all of this. Anna Schechter, thank you very much for today. And Brandon Russin joins us now. Brandon was there and saw all this happen. Brandon, I'm so sorry for
Utah governor says person of interest is in custody.
what you've experienced today. Can you walk us through what you saw?
Yeah, thank you so much. I was just standing there about maybe 15 feet in front of Charlie, probably it was in the standing area, the standing crowd, maybe 3 people back behind the guardrail, and we were just in
Dude's crying. That's rough.
enjoying listening to him answering questions. And before I continue, I don't think this is being covered. I don't know if any witnesses have come out and said that one of the last things that Charlie declared before the shot rang out was that Christ is Lord and that he defeated death. And I just find that very poetic.
I don't think that's what he said. I think I could be wrong, but I believe that he was talking about like attacks, right? Like shootings or whatever.
Yeah, but even then, well, first of all, it wasn't poetic. It was a coincidence if he did say that. But this dude's looking for comfort, and that's fine.
Okay.
Despite this tragedy, after that declaration, he moved on to the next question, which during that time was when the shot rang out, and it just seemed like everything went in slow motion. It didn't seem real for that split second, and then and I saw very up close the graphic detail of what happened. And
someone said this dude's turning him into a martyr. Everyone's turning him into a martyr.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah, there's a literal live stream of it. There are videos of it. We know what he was talking about. This dude's seeking comfort. People are trying to turn him into a martyr. Anyone who saw the video and anyone who's spoken to someone who saw the video knows what was happening.
And at that point, me and the friend that I was with and the crowd around us ducked down and quickly got on the ground.
It sounds like an incredibly harrowing experience that you had to go through, Brandon. When you did see this unfold so close to you, you said that you got on the ground. Can you talk a little bit about that immediate reaction of the crowd that was around you? I know there were so many students that were there.
Yeah, I think it took probably 1 second for everyone to process what had just happened, and all of a sudden we were all piling on the ground. I just remember instinctively shouting, "No, no, no, no." I reached for my phone to text my wife and to tell her that there was a shooter and that I loved her in case anything happened to me. And
I mean, based on the fact that this guy was so like close to Charlie Kirk and so like emotionally invested in this and everything, I would be willing to bet that this guy is a Nazi too, right? Not that makes anything okay. I'm just saying he's probably also a Nazi.
I have the same opinions on this that I do about people interviewing kids after school shootings. They just went through trauma. They just saw people lose their lives. I don't think you should ever... Like, this is way too soon. It's been 3 hours. It's been 3 hours. Don't do this now.
Right.
At that point, we were on the ground for about a minute, and not hearing. I think that not.
Sorry, someone pointed out his Jesus photo in the shot.
Oh my God! I didn't even notice the Jesus photo. Well, yeah, he's almost guaranteed a Nazi, right? I mean, the Jesus photo sealed the deal for me.
Let's ring out, gave everyone the confidence to just start running to the buildings. And so that's what we did.
Brandon, a lot has also been made today about what kind of safety measures were in place. Can you tell us about what you saw when you were there? What kind of safety apparatus that you had to go through, if any, and what your thoughts are on that now?
I'm going to be completely honest. When I walked into this courtyard, the first thing that I thought, with everything that's happened in the past decade or few years, the first thing I thought was, I hope they have good security here, because this does not seem like a safe place for Charlie to be.
Okay. He's very obviously like weirdly obsessed with Charlie Kirk, right? You like going into it the way he's describing it. All right.
His message.
As I've been saying, this was wrong. He shouldn't have died. I just want everyone in chat, because there are new people joining.
I agree. Yeah, for sure. There are.
In terms of the layout of the courtyard, not in terms of the people, which like she was saying earlier, it was a mostly friendly crowd, and so just the layout of the courtyard, that was my initial thought, is that this does not seem very safe.
What drew you to go there to begin with?
Now we get to hear about his Nazi views.
I love hearing debate. I'm not.
Come on, you got a picture of Jesus behind you. Just lay it on us. Tell us
What's
about your
above
Nazi
him?
views. What?
Is that another picture of Jesus above him? If he turns up his camera, is it going to be Mary?
It's Jesusception here.
Sorry.
Totally engaged in politics, but I think the dialogue in this country is extremely important, and I think Charlie was a very, very intelligent man, and I appreciate hearing his evidence for his.
But he doesn't have any evidence. That was the problem. He doesn't have evidence. He's a literal Nazi.
They chose the best picture of him they could find with Trump. Like, I've literally, not this one sucks. The first picture they put up there, I don't think I've ever seen a photo of Charlie Kirk look that good, and it didn't even look good. It was just better than usual.
This?
Yeah, this is better than usual. His smile isn't creepy there.
Yeah, like all gums usually. Yeah.
Appreciate hearing his evidence for his claims, and hearing the debate on the other side too, and hearing that dialogue. That's initially what drew me.
An important dialogue to have. Brandon.
No, Nazi dialogue is not important dialogue to have. In fact, it's important that we don't have Nazi dialogue around, but okay. Again, I'm not saying that anything should have happened to him. I don't want to live in a world where political violence is acceptable for people just joining. I'm just saying Nazi dialogue is not useful to society in any way. It's destructive to society. Just too early to start speculating things. At this point, it's preliminary forensics. 100% agree. Absolutely. We have no way of knowing who did it or what their reasoning was. The type of people who would actually take a shot at somebody else are not mentally well, actually. So taking guesses at who did it is fraught and oftentimes leads to incorrect conclusions. Like the dude that took a shot at Trump was a Republican. That's a really good example.
People are asking for examples of what he said that makes him a Nazi. You have clips?
I did just have a clip. I mean, I played a couple of clips, but let's see. Let me just pull up let's see here. Hold on.
Aside from just the, like, typical segregation, racism, slavery is awesome, Charlie Kirk.
That's Nazi.
Yeah.
That's Nazi. That's not typical.
That's typical Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, it is. Let's see. Let me just find a couple of, let's see. No
Charlie Kirk should not have been pro-gun, and the sad irony is he died because of it. That's...
Here, I'm not sure what this one is. Let me see what this is.
Raids must be met with raids. State attorney generals that are Republican have to authorize raids.
He's talking about when Mar-a-Lago was raided for the documents.
Authorize raids against Soros groups, BLM, Planned Parenthood, the Alphabet Mafia, groomers, chemical castration of children now. Here's why. 100 facilities should be raided by the next week. Find them. You trying to tell me there's not 100 criminal organizations that are aiding and abetting people across the southern border? La Raza, we know them. They publicized it. I'm not saying you have to arrest them. Just raid them. Find out what you find. Why? That will all of a sudden make them and their internal chatters, guys, you were so stupid. You raided Trump. Now they're coming after us. Good. Now you know there's a price to this.
That's fascism. Pure unadulterated fascism.
Turbulence hit.
His opinions on Mexicans are the exact same opinions Hitler shared with Jews. His opinions on black people are the exact same opinions Hitler shared. Like, all of it.
Here are some others.
Raids.
Oh, no.
Imagine if you were given $14 million to tell the world about Jesus. I want to be positive. Let's just paint an alternative. What would you have done in a 1-minute Super Bowl ad in front of 100 million people?
Billy Graham had his biggest and greatest impact by warning America that nuclear holocaust was possible with Russia and atheistic communism would take America. He put the fear of God in people and said, and what will happen to you if America goes down? Is your soul right with God? I mean, boom, people came by the millions, and people forget it was fear that motivated them to repentance.
Here's another.
Hey, Charlie. So I'm trying to figure out why churches are sitting on the fence, and you kind of sit on the fence. Well, we know where you stand all the time. Thank you. And I feel like that so many churches, and I was raised that there was a sin of omission, that if you're quiet and you don't speak up against something, that's just as bad as the act.
That's not what the sin of omission is.
Action. So what do we do to get churches to come together and make a change?
You know, yeah, I think the challenge is it's the pastors. It's not the people. I hate to say it. I hate to blame my crowd, but it's true. If I think it was Canterbury Tales where it said, if the gold rusts, what will become of the iron? And if the priest fail, what will become of the people?
Okay, I don't understand what the hell that means. Gold doesn't rust.
And so what we have a situation where we have a lot of pastors, number one, who don't...
Dude, look at how tiny those pants are on Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry, that's a problem.
Oh, he wears... This is...
Let's zoom in on this bad boy. Look at how tiny those pants are.
These were the kind of suit pants that he liked to wear. The kind of dress pants he liked to wear.
Little itty bitty guys?
Yeah, they had to be like... This is famous because every single time he'd wear pants that were like this far above his ankles. And then he'd wear the socks to go under the pants. I wonder if that's what he's going to be wearing in his funeral.
That's a distinct possibility.
I mean, it'll be a disgrace if it's not, if that's not what he's wearing.
A tribute to who he was.
Know the Word of God. They're more equipped in 5 ways to be happy. They really are. And the Word of God is clear and straightforward. And so if there's going to be anything, don't pray for Christians, pray for pastors. Pray that they either get right or get dead. I mean, that's just... Well, it's true. It's true. That's exactly what happened in the Old Testament. When Hophni and Phinehas, the sons of Eli, brought strange fire before the Lord, God brought judgment on them when they tried to use the Ark of the Covenant as a holy tool.
Charlie Kirk over here fidgeting, getting kind of tired of it. What's he say here at the end?
Changed.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of expound on that. Support and pray for the good pastors. Pastor Phil, Pastor Jack Hibbs, Pastor...
Oh, God, these people are Nazis.
John Rand.
Anyway,
praying for non-political pastors to die.
There are... Let's see...
So I want you to answer me this. How is it that coming up in Chicago, East Garfield, and coming up in Cabrini Green, can you tell me how is it that coming from a city like that and getting to a place where we came from a single-parent home to a no-parent home, can you tell me how is it that I was able to get married, which in June I'll be married 24 years. I have a 23-year-old son and a 21-year-old son, got through school, got a degree, went back and got another one. Can you explain to me how systemic racism kept me from doing that?
So we've got somebody here who is arguing that systemic racism is not real, which is... All right, let me clarify what I mean when I say Nazi. I mean somebody who upholds the structure of white supremacy in the United States and argues in some kind of racial inferiority. Generally, that's what I mean. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for the moment. Keep listening.
Doesn't. Systemic racism didn't, because every person can make good decisions and flourish in this country regardless of the color of their skin.
So, like, there are one of two reasons why there's a disparity between the black community and the white community. One of two, okay? One is there are social, societal issues, systemic issues that are leading to it. And if that's the case, those can be fixed, right? Those can be reversed. We can work on that. It's either that or they're just genetically inferior. It can't be. There is no other reason. It's either social or genetic. One or the other. And here we have Charlie Kirk and this dude arguing that it is not social, that it is not systemic. What is the implied argument beyond that? Charlie Kirk, I mean, I've watched like 3-hour debates with him at Cambridge, and he made his position on white supremacy pretty clear. He's a Nazi. I didn't clip every single piece of that, unfortunately. I should have clipped more of those, but I guess I'm not going to need to clip Charlie Kirk stuff in the future. The point is, though, that the guy has Nazi views, and from the few videos that I have here, I'm showing you that he believes in genetic inferiority. That's just the case. That's just what it is. And if you don't see that for what it is, then I'm sorry. I can't help you. Genetic inferiority is a Nazi position.
We're not throwing Nazi accusations to a dead man. He's been a Nazi. We've been saying he's a Nazi. We've proved that he's a Nazi. We are telling you our pre-existing beliefs from before he died.
And go ahead.
This isn't a new subject. He's not a new person that we're covering. I've talked about him a ton. I always researched all of his debates, and I watched every single one.
And here's just one more example, if that wasn't good enough for you.
Turbulence hits, or when you're flying through a storm and you're like, I'm so glad I saw the guy with the right stuff and the square jaw get into the cockpit before we took off, and I feel better now thinking about that.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
That is white supremacy. I don't know how else to interpret that. It's white supremacy. And that's Nazi shit. White supremacy and Nazism are, in my mind, for all intents and purposes, the same.
Someone doesn't have to tell you that they're a Nazi in order to be a Nazi.
I would expect them not to say that they're a Nazi.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Nazis don't tell you they're Nazis, so don't expect us to pull up a clip of him saying that he's a Nazi and he wants Hitler to whatever.
Yeah.
Not everyone's Elon Musk. Not everyone's going to do a Nazi salute on stage.
Right. But he's a Nazi. Charlie Kirk is a Nazi.
And Russin, thank you very much for being with us.
Let me jump forward to the live feed again.
Mornings weekdays at 7.
Oh, my God.
Mornings weekdays at...
All right, I'm muting for the ad. Give it a second. Oh my God, come on. Oh my God, come on.
What happens when you get conversation?
Are you serious right now? All right, let's jump back a little bit to the previous commercial.
Yeah, okay. A certain rapper did call himself a Nazi. Not everyone does that, like I said with Elon Musk. Anyways.
We got dummies in the chats, I see.
There are two people like trying to figure out if he is or isn't.
Okay, he's a Nazi. I'm sorry, I'm sorry you're having trouble figuring that out, but he was.
At the time was a candidate by Ryan Ruth. That was on September 15th, 2024. And just about 2 months before that was that first assassination attempt on Trump's life in Butler, Pennsylvania. And Charlie Kirk, of course, as you've been talking about, was instrumental in helping Trump get elected for a second time.
Katrina, can you also walk us through how the legal process works in high-profile shootings like this one, and also in the case of Ryan Ruth?
Well, you know, it will occur the way a traditional criminal investigation would, but of course with a heightened scrutiny. First, they will arrest and then charge the suspect. There will be an intensive investigation.
Wait, did they find a person?
Yeah, there's a person in custody.
Oh, let me jump back a little bit more then.
They said it a while ago. It's not.
I mean, I'm wondering if they have the name.
Person of interest currently in custody is another person, so a second person that they believe is most likely the shooter. So we are still waiting for details. We do not have that person's identification. We don't have very many details at all, except for the fact that they believe
This is just like 10 minutes ago.
that the shot was likely taken from a roof. The university told me they believe they know which building. We actually, our confirmed team has created a map, so we see it's a few hundred feet away from the location of Charlie Kirk, who is down there in that sort of almost like a small amphitheater area on low ground, making it an easier target for somebody with a gun in an elevated location.
Yeah, absolutely. When I hear you say all that, it just checks so many boxes when you talk about a vulnerable perspective. And to have essentially that amphitheater style setting.
Tell you this, a lot of universities are going to be changing the layouts pretty soon. And a lot of people are going to be a lot more selective about like where they host their stuff.
Have so many buildings close by. I mean, this seems like something that would have raised the level of concern for anyone who's looking at the security apparatus behind this.
That's right. But, you know, it seems that Kirk's team, who was there, he does have a security team, that they were sort of checking the immediate area, and they felt confident that there wasn't a threat. Now, in hindsight, looking back, given the resources, we learned about 6 police officers were there for about 3,000 people. I think.
Wow, that is not very many.
That's,
you know, anyone in security.
That's a concerningly low number.
I mean, it was a friendly crowd, I suppose, but
even then, you need to have police officers there, even if it's not for violence reasons. You have to have them there because
crowd
some
control
people
and things.
Yeah, crowd control. People need to be escorted out. Sometimes people get hurt, and police and like health officials need to help.
And or drunk.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I said escorted out.
Oh.
Security would say that is not enough to secure a vulnerable location like that one.
You know, we've been hearing from, of course, so many witnesses who were there when you consider how many students had to experience this, and so many young students also. I do want to play some of an interview that we had earlier today.
It was pretty disturbing, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a courtyard. There was definitely security. I mean, I'm not an expert on security, but, you know, they had the guys with little curly wire coming out, so I assume that those were a security detail. It was definitely there.
But no metal detectors.
Did they?
No,
there were no metal detectors. There was no checking anything.
Yeah, so you hear him say right there, no metal detectors, no checking of anything. Some people saying that there weren't really even tickets. It could just be something that anyone could walk up to.
Anyone could walk.
Which, of course, is part of its charm, right?
In exactly with bags. No bags were being checked. Guns could have been concealed. So it seemed like a very upbeat environment. Everybody seemed excited to be there. There's video of Charlie Kirk himself, you know, throwing like a baseball cap, souvenirs out to the crowd. And he was sitting there under like a little covered tent area, taking questions, inviting this debate. He seemed very relaxed in the video right before the shot was fired.
You know, we also understand as part of the material that investigators will be parsing through in the coming days and weeks that they are looking at security, closed-circuit television cameras and what they captured on campus from this. But you also, when you...
Someone said looks like someone changed his mind. I don't think his mind would have been changed. I
No.
think if he survived, he would have just... It would have been worse. It would have been worse.
Mm-hmm.
have that many students, there are also a lot of phone cameras that are recording what's going on. How do you start to go through and sift through a lot of this eyewitness video that might be out there?
It's a great question. And even in just the last few hours, the most interesting videos have been surfacing on social media. So I've been reviewing videos of an individual appearing to be running on top of a roof. Unconfirmed. We don't know if that was the shooter, but that has been circulating online. And guess what? Law enforcement, they're seeing all of those videos too. So they're monitoring social media, and then they're doing their own investigation. So it's really interesting. You know, now in this day and age, with everybody having cell phones, a lot of us are seeing the very nuts and bolts of the investigative material that those police, those FBI agents themselves are looking at.
Where does the investigation, I know that there are so many different branches that it could go from at this point, especially when you have federal, state, and local authorities involved in all those different jurisdictions. But where does it really go from here that you're going to be looking out for in the coming days?
Well, this individual who is in custody has already been asked, why did you do it? This individual...
I mean, that's the first question they ask to people. Of course, they were asked, why did you do it? It's a trick question. No matter what you answer, pretty much, you're implicating yourself.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it is the only correct answer, but they're trying to push you by saying, we already have all the evidence. We already know exactly what you did or whatever. What I want to know is why. That's how they always do. It's called the Reed technique. I almost said the Kinsey scale. That's a totally different thing. Do you know what that is?
No.
The degree of gay you are. It's how gay you are. The Kinsey scale, yeah. I meant the Reed technique.
It's already been asked to give a list of people that they were in contact with. Those search warrants are they're going to hustle and try to get a hold of that technology, the phones, the laptops, as soon as possible and scrub those. So all of that is underway, but let's pull back the aperture and take a look at what's going on in this country. A little more than a year ago, there was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump. We just saw Charlie Kirk get shot on video a few hours ago. We are right off of that Minneapolis school shooting where those children were shot.
We're off of that thing where 2 Democratic congressmen were shot. You remember that?
School children, malls, outside public places, politicians that aren't Charlie Kirk. All of this stuff happens all the time and no one talks about it. And then it happens to Charlie Kirk and every single news outlet is reporting on it.
Wall to wall.
30 seconds after.
Yeah.
I found out 30 seconds after.
Yeah.
I found out therapy.
I found out the minute that it took place.
My friend texted me first.
I mean, the minute that Trump's attack took place. I remember because my ex texted me and was like, I think Trump just got shot. And it was literally nowhere. It was literally nowhere. And she was like, somebody at the store was just talking about it. They know somebody that was there at the rally and saw it take place. I was Googling for it. I looked everywhere and it was nowhere to be found. And until like 10 minutes later, it starts showing up online.
Yeah, someone quoted me. I was in therapy. My friend texted me and they just said, did you hear about Charlie Kirk in all caps? And I was like, oh, he did something stupid. So I texted her, no, I'm in therapy. Give me a bit. 30 seconds later, he texted me and told me.
Yeah, absolutely nuts.
And I just sat there for the remaining 30 minutes just discussing it.
Yeah. Absolutely wild.
2 of them killed. It's just an unbelievable environment that we're living in right now. And we keep saying it, but it does feel like it is even more of a heightened, tense environment in this country.
Well, as it does continue to seem to ratchet up to a new level every single week, every single month, do you see security changing when it comes to these kinds of mass events? Whether
the ex that he's talking about is my mother. He is, in fact, with Rose still. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Not they're political and involving a figure like Charlie Kirk or people gathering together.
Well, they might be canceled if they're outside. When you hold an event indoors, there are just more opportunities to be checking. Now, The bad thing about that is it's harder for people to escape if they're inside of a venue. So there are pros and cons.
That's a good point.
As security, as these teams are planning out these kinds of events. But we're a democratic country, so politics happens out in the open. Politicians or activists like Charlie Kirk, they go out and they try to talk to people, draw crowds, and convince them of their way of thinking. So I don't know if there's going to be a full pullback. We just heard from a local.
I think the solution is to reduce the number of guns that are floating around, actually, in all seriousness. That's the answer. Reduce the number of guns that are floating around.
Member of Congress who's saying we won't be deterred. We are not going to be intimidated. So it remains to be seen.
All right, Anna Schechter, thank you very much. This attack in Utah does come, though, nearly a year after a man attempted to gun down President Trump on his Florida golf course. And CBS News legal reporter Katrina
I forgot about that one.
Hoffman joins us now with more on that. Katrina, thank you for being with us today. So 59-year-old Ryan Ruth has pleaded not guilty now to charge.
Anyway, it sounds like that's the end of it. All right, well, tell me what you think about it in the comments, guys. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. It's been fun.
Wow.
And come hang out with me again tomorrow on my Unfiltered channel. I'm going to be talking about more stuff. I'm not sure it'll be about this, but it'll be about... I'm sure this will come up. But anyway.
Yeah, I won't be there. Bye-bye.
All right, later, everybody.